All right, welcome back, race fans. Hales Corners Speedway Sim Racing Series. Right back here live again on the Dirt Racing Network. Limited late models this time, 22 cars. Checked into the pits. Quick look at the points in the same three guys. Just not in the same order. J.J. Schilling, Reed Rundle tied atop the points in this series. 245 markers apiece. Andy Gross in there at 235, 10 points behind. Then Ryan Fisher and Kyle Trito in the top five in this series. But your same three guys going into the race, as was in the street stocks. And I forgot to take a look and see what the street stocks did there as far as shaking up the points, because I know they will be ready. So we'll know next Sunday night. About a minute left in practice. Some of the drivers paying attention to the drivers' meeting right now. These guys will get ready. 35 lap feature for us tonight. Same format as the street stocks. 3 heat races, top 5. Out of each heat race goes straight to the feature. The B main, where we take 5 and put them at the back of the A main. So we'll be looking at 2 cars going home out of this group tonight. Once again, as per par for the course here at the Dirt Racing Network, we will turn it over to public address as they will get ready to help us get tonight's pre-race ceremonies underway.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
And now, please welcome Pastor Sam Foley from Port Orange, Florida, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Father, we ask today that you protect and bless those who participate in this race. May they use good sportsmanship and respect for each other. And we'll thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, big thank you to Sam and Johnny Foley. All right, now 20 of our 22 cars have taken time. Reed Rundle on the track. First of his 2-time lap, 24.309 seconds for him. Going to keep him 21st right now. Jordan Matson at 23.434. 23.434. Not sure if I said that correct or not. Atop the speed chart. USA, very tricky place. 23.815. 23.798 officially for Rundle, 9th quickest. So Matson, Johnson, Sobiek, Kinjerski, and Spinnemeister are quickest in qualifying. All 22 cars have now taken time. So we'll let the remaining minute and 20-odd seconds run out. Remind you guys, tomorrow night, Dominic Santino will be right here live. Dirt Slingers Racing League, Monday Night Thunder, presented by Tim's Dirt Track Simulators. They are at Lanier tomorrow night. Should be a great show. That track usually produces very, very good racing, no matter what mod you put on it. These guys will be in there for a 30-lap feature. They should have somewhere between 40 and 50 drivers check in for that. So be sure you tune in 8 o'clock Eastern. And then back on Wednesday night for the Wichita Tire and Alignment Wednesday Night Warriors Modified Series, 8 o'clock Eastern. And we'll wrap up our week with the Wicked Energy Gum 410 Outlaws over at the Dirt Slingers on Thursday night at 8 o'clock Eastern. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight, guys. Great Sunday evening of racing so far. Street Stock guys put on a pretty good show. That was a really good battle there all the way through that feature. We expect the same kind of battling here as the qualifying session now has wound down. We'll get ready to put our heat races out. Be 8 cars and 7 cars in the remaining 2, if my math is correct. On the pole for heat race number 1, the Pincala Auto Solutions, number 41 from Oak Creek, Wisconsin, Ryan Fisher. And on the outside of him in the Renegade Race Cars, Renegade Racing, number 67 from Hartford, Wisconsin, R.J. Tackman. Second row on the inside, Skis Graphics, number 15 of David Kinjerski. And on his outside in the 18, that's the Buffalo Wild Wings machine of Jordan Matson. Row 3, inside, the 99 of Brandon Hull. On his outside, the Extreme Speed Cyclone Motorsports. Number 7 from Caledonia, Wisconsin, Steve Nicholas. And on to the back row on the inside, the I-94 Raceway, number 17 from Slinger, Wisconsin, Dean Burnt. To his outside, Nate Anderson in the 13 car. It looks like that and says Lethal Chassis on it. So 3 heats, top 5. Straight to the feature, everybody else to the B main. Pace laps do feel like they take forever at this track. It goes by quicker than you think. It's about a minute and a half, but it still goes by a little quicker than you think. All right, that pace truck is going to drop off in turn 4. That green flag will fall shortly thereafter. These guys will be racing late model style here for the Hales Corners Speedway Sim Racing Series. There's our green flag. Heat race number 1 is underway. A good start. 2 by 2 all the way back as they clip them off into turns 1 and 2. And right now, Ryan Fisher is going to come away with the lead. Down the backstretch, Tackman in behind that. Kinjerski. Matskin had to checked up as Jordan Matson almost got in underneath Kinjerski back down the backstretch there. He had to check up. That allowed Hull to get to the inside of him. So it's single car out in front, Ryan Fisher, and then it's 2 wide, 2 deep behind him. Kinjerski now into second. Tackman up to third, but Tackman going to cross over, make it 2 wide again down in turn 3. Tackman grabs second this time. He got a great run there, and he is going to close in on the 41 car of Fisher. Moves him up the hill quite a ways. Kinjerski looks to the bottom, 3 wide on the exit of 2 down the backstretch, staying 3 wide. Fisher was on top Tackman was in the middle, and Konjerski made contact on the bottom, had to back the car down. He falls off of the battle for the lead, this time by R.J. Tackman, half a car. Your new leader, Fisher second. Konjerski third. Hull is in the fourth spot, and right now Dean Burton, the 17 machine, hanging on to that fifth and final transfer position. Matson, Anderson, and Nicholas in behind that. Side by side for third. Side by side for the lead again. This time Fisher to the inside of Tackman. Fisher got the lead back this time at the line. Hull around Konjerski. Heavy action, heat race number one. This time Hull out of shape. Burnt is going to pull alongside. He's going to take fourth away. Dean Burnt, 17 machine, up into our fourth position. Putting Brandon Hull on the hot seat. He's the bubble boy right now. And Jordan Matson made a move around the inside. He may go 2 for 1 down the straightaway here. He picked up fifth and got it away from Hull in 3 and 4 and almost had fourth away from Burnt. Now making a bid for that down the backstretch. Halfway home this time by in our heat races, and the action is fast and furious. Tackman, 0.6 of a second in front of a battle for second. That is Ryan Fisher, the 41. David Konjerski in the 15. Now single file, first through about sixth. Brandon Hull still in the mix here. Trying to work the inside on Dean Burnt. Didn't get that one done. So keep Dean Burnt in the fifth spot. Right behind Matson. Konjerski, big mistake there. Don't know what exactly happened. We may have to go back and take a look because Burnt catches damage and so does Matson. This is off turn 2, last time down the backstretch. Down into the corner. Oh, Konjerski clips the fence a little bit. That caused both of those guys to get into him, Burnt and Matson. So Tackman, then Fisher. Now Brandon Hull the third. Konjerski is going to hang on to fourth. Heavy damage on the nose of that car, but most of it's still there. Right behind him, and Dean Burnt in the 17. He is missing the lower part of the nose of his number 17 machine. Jordan Matson, same damage for him as he sits in sixth. Then Steve Nicholas and Nate Anderson. All right, now it is all Tackman. He is 2 seconds out in front of Ryan Fisher. He is going to get the 2 to go signal this time out of turns 3 and 4. Brandon Hull starting to reel in Ryan Fisher a little bit here. Konjerski's got his hands full. 15 car, maybe a little bit of damage in the 17. Really only missing a piece of plastic off the nose of that car. We may have a 3-way battle for the final 2 transfer spots here. So we get ready to see the white flag in the air. Tackman is taking it right now. Fisher and Hull right behind that. 3 wide out of 4 for a split second there as they come to the white flag. Konjerski in fourth, Burnt in fifth, and Matson in sixth. Burnt not able to get drive off the corner on the bottom. Matson's going to pull alongside for that fifth and final transfer spot. Konjerski up top, covering up the line. They're coming to it. Tackman, Fisher, and Hull have crossed, and now it's going to be Konjerski and Matson. Your top 5. Dean Burnt missed it by about a half a car of going straight to the feature. We'll see him, Nicholas, and Anderson in the B main. All right, gridding out for heat race number 2 on the pole. The 1W of J.J. Schilling. On his outside, the Scribble W Car Wars Black Flag Racing number 8 from Waterford, Wisconsin, Peter Brees. Second row on the inside, 51 machine of Mark Spittelmeister. And on his outside, the Shark RC Car Bodies. 112 from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, Chris Johnson, winner in the street stock race just a little bit ago. Third row inside, the 117 of Jim Burcher, and on his outside, the Sorens Ford, number 11 from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, Ricky Johnson. And our back row is going to be the 34 car of Dean Gagliano. Different paint on that 051 car. Looks like U.S. Army on that machine of this week. A little different paint for the 8 machine this week as well. Usually that car jet black with bright yellow, orange, and red stripes. So about one more pace lap. We'll go green in heat number 2. Take 5 of these 7, put them straight to the A main. The other 2 will join the 3 already in the B main. Yeah, I'll do that later. All right, heat 2 down the backstretch. Pace truck will drop off in turn 4. J.J. Schilling, Peter Brees. Green flag in the air. Good side-by-side start in the front 2 rows. Spittlemeister weaved around, took a look in the middle, and then on the bottom. Couldn't do anything with that, and he's going to settle into 3rd, at least for the moment. Chris Johnson with a good run out of 2 is going to try to take that spot away, and he's got big momentum down the backstretch. Went from a car length behind to a car length ahead. Brees and Schilling battling for the front. Brees outside in and now getting crossed over by Schilling. Schilling led lap number 1. Brees in 2nd. Spittlemeister 3rd. Johnson 4th. And Jim Butcher, the 117 car, in that 5th and final transfer spot. But Ricky Johnson, the 11, putting all kinds of pressure on that 117 as they go into 3 and 4 for the second time. It's going to be Johnson at the line in 5th. Butcher and then Gagliano. Schilling with about 5 car lengths gap between himself and Peter Brees, and Brees has got Spittlemeister all over him. That time Spittlemeister, good run through the middle, almost got into the left rear corner of the 8 car. Checked the 51 up enough to keep out of him. Lost about 5 car lengths. Damage to both corners on the rear of the W1 machine. I'm not sure how he got that damage. But the right rear folded in, so is the left. Maybe trying to make that car a little more aerodynamic. Still Schilling, Brees, Spittlemeister, Johnson, and Gagliano. As Jim Butcher is falling way back. Ricky Johnson is taking the 11 car off track. He was sitting in that 5th and final transfer spot. Something happened to him to cause him to go to the infield before this race was even completed. 5 down, 7 to go. Gap starting to widen between your top 3. Schilling 6/10, Brees 6/10 in front of Spittlemeister. And then Johnson a full 1.2 seconds behind that, and Gagliano another 1.8 seconds in behind Chris Johnson. Get on board, take a ride here with Mr. Spittlemeister. He is giving chase to Peter Brees. So down to the 5 to go mark. Move up to Brees' car and see how far behind Schilling he is. It says 1.3 seconds on the timing sheet right now. So we get the 4 to go mark, and it looks like a little bit further than that. This time he closed the gap a good deal right there. Got it down to a second even. Now it's back up to 1.1 as they come out of turn 2. Schilling will get 3 to go this time. Brees, Spittelmeister, Chris Johnson. Everybody kind of settling in. Gagliano, the 34th car, in 5th. But Butcher starting to close the gap. He was about twice that far back when we checked on them 4 or 5 laps ago. We'll keep our eye. Butcher about a half a second, 0.6 of a second quicker last lap. Second quickest car, third quickest car on the track last time by was in 6th, the 117 of Butcher. This time, Peter Brees. Brees and Schilling now locked in a battle for the lead as we're going to come around and get the white flag. Brees on the top side has the lead away from Schilling as they cross under the 1 to go signal. Peter Brees in the 8 machine, looking to win heat race number 2. Out of turn 4, and he's going to do it. He's going to pick up the checks in heat race number 2. Peter Brees, then J.J. Schilling, Mark Spittelmeister, Chris Johnston. And Gagliano is going to escape in 5th. But Jim Butcher was running him down. We'll see Johnson and Butcher in the B main. Third and final heat race, gridding out on the front stretch for us. On the pole, the Burnside Motorsports number 55 from Franklin's, Wisconsin, John Burnside. And on his outside, the Buddies Racing Equipment TDC race team, and the number 43 car from Oxford, Michigan, Reed Rundle. Inside in row 2, the Shark RC Buddies Gross Racing number 14 from Hartford, Wisconsin, Andy Gross. And on the outside of him, the RLV Faster Motors VLR number 23 from Big Bend, Wisconsin, Nick Sobiek. Third row inside, 33 machine. That's the Matco Tools machine of Kyle Trito. And on his outside, and the CJR Pride of Tosa number 64 from Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, Randy Brunner. And our back row, the 66 car of Jason Enoch. Final heat of the evening, 7 cars, 12 laps, top 5 to the feature. We'll see the other 2 in the B main as soon as this one is over. All right, lights off on the face truck. Next time out of turn 4. Burnside and Rundle. Rundle tied for the points lead. You saw the other guy tied for the points lead finish second in the last heat race. Led almost the entire thing. Got passed with about a lap and a half to go. And third in the points is right there on the inside of row number 2. So pace truck going to drop out this time. Turn number 4. Green flag back in the air. Heat race number 3. Good start on the front row. Rundle's got the outside. Can he keep the momentum up heading out of turn number 2? Not so fast as Burnside as he gets a great run. Grabbed the lead about halfway down the backstretch, but Rundle too much steam off the top side. He pulls alongside on the bottom in 3 and 4. Now slide job across the nose, 3 wide, 4 first. This time by it's Burnside, then Gross, then Rundle. Rundle in the middle, runs across third that time. Now he's got a little advantage out of 2. Car out of shape. Here comes Gross with a good run off the bottom. This for your lead. Burnside found the fence down the backstretch. He is going to fall all the way back to about 5th. But the battle's for the lead. 3 cars right here under a blanket. This time by Reed Rundle leads lap number 2. And then Gross and Sobiak, the 23 car, in that third spot. Watch him down the backstretch. Half a car for Andy Gross this time. Andy Gross out of turn 4 now by just about half a car. Gross leads that lap. Rundle trying to make the top side work, trying to use the momentum, but Gross too much bite off the bottom. Andy Gross with the lead into turn 3. Checked the car down pretty hard. Almost got it out of shape, and Rundle almost ran him over. So, Gross, Rundle, Sobiak, your top 3. Randy Brunner settles into 4th, and now John Burnside collects the 55 car up, and he's got the 5th and final transfer spot in hand at the moment. Kyle Trito in 6th. Jason Enoch has already taken the 66 car, to the infield. Back to the front, Reed Rundle around Andy Gross for the lead that time by. They're going to go back at it out of 2. The inside so good out of 2. Gross making it work to take the lead. This time Rundle now going to try to cut underneath. Not enough. Gross has the spot back. Halfway home, final heat race. Gross, Rundle, Sobiak, top 3. This time Rundle's got the inside out of 2. Can he make the run down the backstretch and lead the next lap? In and through for Rundle. Out in front this time. Now back to the bottom. Can he keep the 43 car in there? This time Gross drives it in hard. Oh, checked it up pretty hard, and Sobiak got into him. Brunner comes in and bashes into the left rear of Sobiak. He's going to get away, and Sobiak's going to fall to 4th. As Gross used Sobiak to get the car turned around, he is going to hang on to 2nd, but right now 7 seconds behind Rundle. Rundle's into 1 and 2. And just out of turn 4 was Andy Gross. Randy Brunner in 3rd. Sobiak recovering and making a good run at it. Trying to take the spot back. He's got it out of turn 2. So put Sobiak back to 3rd. Brunner is 4th. And Burnside now has closed in quite a bit to this battle. You see a Brunner's car right there in the screen. And Sobiak as well. We're down to 3 to go. Rundle's off of 2. Gross is just now into 1 and 2. 6.5 seconds behind Reed Rundle. Sobiak, Brunner, Burnside. Trito still on track, but a great distance back with a bunch of damage on the rear of that car. Reed Rundle. Lap and a half to go. Secure a win in heat race number 3. Give himself a good starting spot for the feature. Andy Gross still 6.5 seconds back. Nick Sobiak about 1.5 seconds behind Andy Gross. But it is going to be Reed Rundle out of turn number 4 picking up the win in heat race number 3. He's going to have a good starting spot for the feature tonight. Andy Gross going to come home in 2nd. Nick Sobiak is 3rd. Randy Brunner will come home 4th, and John Burnside will recover, bring the 55 car home in one of the transfer spots. Trito and Enoch will be in the B main. So 7 cars scheduled for our B main. Steve Nicholas, Kyle Trito on the front row. Jim Butcher and Dean Burnt in row number 2. Ricky Johnson and Jason Enoch in the 3rd row. And on the back going to be Nate Anderson. Nate Anderson, newcomer to the league. That 13 machine back there. Right now, the only car I do not see is the 11 car of Ricky Johnson. So it looks like Ricky Johnson not going to make the call, not going to be in the B main. So 6 cars are racing for 5 spots. All right, we'll get the green the next time we come out of turn 4 there. Last chance to get into the A main. Steve Nicholas, Kyle Trito on the front row for the B main. Pace truck about to take the hard left. He'll get out of the way. Flagman with the green laundry in his hand. There it is. We are racing B main. 5 spots up for grabs. 15 laps to decide it all right here. Who's in, who's out? Off the top side, Trito takes the lead down the backstretch. Nicholas, and then Burnt took the third spot away from Butcher off the top side of turn 2, and he secures that. Butcher's 4th, Enoch 5th, and Nate Anderson sitting in that 6th spot. Only 5 will go through. That time Nicholas got way out of shape out of 4, and he's going to try to hang on to the 5th and final transfer spot here. So he lets Jason Enoch in the 66 get around him. We'll probably keep our eyes back here unless things really heat up at the front. Right now it's a full second already for Trito. Good battle starting to shape up for second. Burnt and Butcher. '17 and the 117 nose to tail down the backstretch. That is second and third currently. Jason Enoch, Steve and Nicholas 4th and 5th. And they're a little ways back here. Not out of striking distance, but not right in it either. And Nate Anderson is hanging on to 6, but right on the back end of the 7 car of Stephen Nicholas. That time falls off just a little. Go back to this battle for second. Kind of settled out now. Burnt's got himself about 5 car lengths. But Trito 2 seconds ahead in the 33 car running across the top side. He's going to complete 5 of the 15 scheduled laps this time by. Enoch, Butcher. Go back and see how close is Nicholas and Anderson. They're still very close. So that's 5th and final spot not decided as of yet. A long ways to go in this one. Still 10 laps. Nate Anderson trying to drive the 13 car down on the bottom and get it in there deep. Maybe see if he can make a reaction from the 7 car. May make a mistake when he makes that reaction. See the right rear of that car. What looked like pushed in, that graphic on the side gives you kind of a false sense that the corner of that car is pushed in when he comes out of turn 4 down here, but he is closing the gap. Picked up a couple of car lengths that time down the back stretch. Brings it down to the bottom. Didn't pick up any distance there. Goes in deep in 1 and 2 on to the bottom. If he's got some drive on the exit, it's not quite enough. Closer this time than he was the last time. Gives up a lot of ground in 3 and 4. Got to figure out how to keep that car closer. May have a shot in 1 and 2 if he can keep it close in 3 and 4. Trito, Burnt, Butcher, Enoch, and then Nicholas in the 7 car here, battling to stay in the 5th and final transfer spot. Nate Anderson working hard to try to get him there. Getting the car that far out of shape there will definitely not get it done. And that opens up a big gap. 2.9 seconds now, Trito to Burnt. And then a full 1 second back to Jim Butcher from Burnt. Jason Enoch about a half a second behind. That's about the closest 2 cars on the track right here, the 66 and the 117. Oh, Enoch got it out of shape, right-sided. Pancakes it into the outside wall. Gave up some ground there. So we'll go back and watch Kyle Trito. 4 laps to go this time by. Trito stayed married to the top side of this track, and he keeps moving that cushion just a little bit further up each and every lap. He is keeping the 33 car wound up pretty good around here. 24-2, 24-1 in this race. Staying pretty consistent. 24-2, 4, 24-2, 6. Still fastest car on the track. Second fastest, Nate Anderson that time by. Running in 6th. 2 to go this time out of turn number 4 for Kyle Trito. 3.3 seconds ahead of Dean Burnt, Jim Butcher, Jason Enoch, Steve Nicholas, and Nate Anderson. 4th, 5th, and 6th getting closer together here, but time running out very quickly. Anderson finds the wall again. He was 3rd quick the last time by. So one of the quicker cars just not in a position to find a transfer here. There's Kyle Trito on the white flag lap through turns 1 and 2. And into 3 and 4 for the final time. Looks like Trito will win the B main. He'll be going to the feature tonight. Dean Burnt, Jim Butcher, Jason Enoch, and Steve Nicholas is going to hang on, and he is going to make the show. Nate Anderson and Ricky Johnson, the 2 cars eliminated from the rest of the racing action tonight. So get ready for 35 laps on the pole. The Shark RC Bodies number 14 of Andy Grossman on his outside. The W1 of J.J. Schilling. Row 2 on the inside. The 41 of Ryan Fisher on his outside. 43 of Reed Rundle. So you're 3 in the points. Your top 3 right now. Starting in the top 3 positions. 3rd row, the 8 of Peter Brees inside. The 67 of R.J. Tackman on the outside. Brendan Hull, the 99, inside row 4 with the 51 of Mark Spittelmeister on his outside. Dick Sobiek in the 23 inside row 5. David Konjerski, the 15, on the outside of the 5th row. 112, Chris Johnson, 6th row inside. Randy Brunner, the outside in the 64 car. The 18 of Jordan Matson starts inside row 7 with Dean Gagliano in the 34 on his outside. The 8th row, John Burnside, the 55 inside, 33 of Kyle Trito, your B main winner on the outside. Row 9, the 17 of Dean Burnt, the 117 of Jim Butcher, and on the back row, the 66 of Jason Enoch, and the 7 of Steve Nicholas. So 20 cars for 35 laps. Caution laps do count. Appreciate everybody spending your Sunday evening with us. Guys, don't forget tomorrow night, Dirt Slingers, a Monday Night Thunder, 360 sprint cars at Lanier. Dominic Santino will be back in the booth with you. 8 o'clock Eastern for that. All right, ready? To go green down in turn number 4. Cars are starting to leave turn 2 now. Gross, Schilling, row 1, Fisher, and Rundle, row 2. All right, pace truck about to head to the infield. Green flag is in the air. Hales Corners Speedway Sim Racing Series limited late models underway. 35 laps, and Andy Gross wasted no time to jump out in front of this one. Ryan Fisher, Reed Rundle, and J.J. Schilling all battling for second, third, and fourth. There's Peter Brees and R.J. Tackman. That's for fifth and sixth. You saw Hull get out of shape down the front stretch.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
And Brandon Hull. We're going to go back because Kyle Trito got sideways too, and I think he caught a piece of this. Hull was down on the bottom. Brees was in the middle. Kinjerski gets into the back of the 99. I think you're going to watch right here. Oh, Trito, he got in and got up underneath Gagliano. Everybody tried to swerve and check up and move around to get out of the way. But David Kinjerski, 15 car, got under the rear end of the 99, lifted him up, and spun him out. So Gross, Fisher, Schilling, Rundle, Tackman, Brees, Spittelmeister, Sobiek, Brunner, and Matson are top 10. All right, should start to double up this time. Lights off on the pace truck. Cars begin to double up. Restart formation. Not a lot of shakeup in that top six. A couple of cars swap spots. J.J. Schilling and Ryan Fisher. All right, green flag. Eminent out of turn 4. Pace truck already making the hard left. Green flag back in the air. Even start for the 41 and the 14. They're going to head into 1 and 2 side by side. Gross with a good run through the middle, and he's going to secure the lead down the backstretch. Fisher into second. Rundle around the outside takes third. Schilling falls to fourth. Then Brees, Tackman, and Sobiek through seventh. 6 down, 29 to go. Contact, Sobiek.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
And that's a big wreck this time. Sobiek. Not sure if he got the wall or got help getting to the wall. He was in the middle. Contact there, pushes him out to Brees. Matson got into the inside of him. And not much anybody can do behind that. You see a host of machines. Dean Burnt in that. Nick Sobiek, John Burnside once again. That 55 car destroyed. 66 of Jason Enoch. I think the 112 of Chris Johnson got a little piece. Butcher's car. Subcompact late model now. Smashed in at both ends. Steve Nicholas with a minor amount of damage. Brandon Hull, the 99 car, the first of the cars maybe not involved, as we see Dean Burnt taking that 17 car. Heavily smoking. She is going to head for the infield. So Burnside, Sobiek, Burnt, all going to be retired. It's going to be 17th place Jason Enoch in the 66 car. He got a little piece of that, not much. That is going to be your final on-track running machine. A little bit of a rough start for these guys. A couple of laps and then a caution. So we are already working on lap number 9. We'll get the one to go with 10s. It'll be 25 and 24 when we get the green left in the race. Once again, doubled up for the restart. It's still Gross and Fisher on the front row. Now Rundle to the inside of Schilling. And then Tackman and Brees, 5th and 6th. Matson, 7th. Spittelmeister, 8th. Brunner and Gagliano making up a row 5. All right, once again, the pace truck headed in as you hear the motor grenade from Dean Burnt's car. That'll be the end of the 17 machine, but the green flag back in the air. Watch the 14 car. Through the middle, and he just gets a monster drive right there. Picks up the lead. Ryan Fisher's going to settle into second, but here is Rundle and Schilling side by side for third. So third in the points running first. First in the points, they're tied. And now Rundle works to the inside of Fisher. Schilling tied with Rundle atop the point standings in this one. And he is going to secure second for the moment, but Fisher got a good run out of 2 on the top side. He pulls alongside one more time now, checks the car up into turn 3. That allows Rundle to secure second place. He's got his sight sets on the 14 of Andy Gross now. Fisher in third, Schilling is fourth, and then Tackman in a battle with Brees for the 5th spot. Here comes Matson again. Matson out of shape. Has to lift off of the throttle. Brees out of shape, gets into the wall. 3 wide. They're going to settle that out quickly. Burnside's car very slow down into turn 3. Hopefully he won't be in the way down there. Someone won't clip him. He is going to make his way around. Probably take that 55 car back to the pits. Gross and Rundle, 3/4 of a second, and they got a big gap now. Here's the best battle on the track. Ryan Fisher has third. J.J. Schilling wants to take it away. It looks like out of turn 4, he is going to do exactly that, as he has third in hand that time by the starter stand. R.J. Tackman in 5th, trying to get in here and work on Fisher. For that 4th spot is caution again. Stephen Nicholas, Chris Johnson. Chris Johnson, the 112 car, having problems. Oh, gets it way sideways down in there, and Enoch just got into the left rear corner. So the 112 of Chris Johnson, rough night for him. Won the street stock race. Late models, not the same ending. We will not have a sweep, as he will finish 16th tonight. Take the 112 car to the infield. 15 cars still on track. Gross, Rundle, Schilling, Fisher, Tackman, Matson, Brees, Spittelmeister, Kinjerski, and Brunner, the top 10. Then Trito, Hull, Gagliano, Enoch, and Nicholas. So we'll get ready to double them up once again right at the halfway point. John Burnside. Plenty of damage on the 55, but it's still running, so he's going to try to pick up as many points as he can pick up. That 55 machine. As we get ready to go double file. All right, double file, restart. Gross and Rundle on the front row. Schilling inside of row 2 with Fisher on his outside. So your top 3 in points, 1, 2, 3 on the track. Pace truck is in. Green flag is back in the air. Fisher with a little push to Rundle to get him down into turns 1 and 2, maybe with a little bit more steam, but it does not matter. This Gross puts the 14 car right in front, right in the middle of the track, covers up both lines. Rundle ran into the back of him. It checked him up a little, and Schilling tried to take advantage of that, but couldn't do it. 3 wide. Now Tackman on the bottom. Schilling in the middle. Fisher was on the top, and Schilling's going to come out of there with the short end of that stick as both Fisher and Tackman get around him, move Schilling back to 5th. Still battling with Tackman. Dead even headed into turn 3. That's for 4th. And now Schilling cuts it down low. Finds the grip on the bottom. He may go 2 for 1 down the front stretch here as he's got Tackman and he's up alongside Fisher. Little bounce getting into one as he finds that bump at the end of the grass right there, but too much stick him down on the bottom, it looks like. And Schilling moves his way back into 3rd. Matson now for 5th on the outside of Tackman. Brees right there as well on the inside. Kinjerski and Trito in behind that. Good battles back here outside your top 3. Oh, and that time Ryan Fisher. I'm surprised it took that long for the caution. We'll watch this coming down the front stretch. Tackman was on the inside. Matson was in behind. Contact there. Tackman's right front found the left rear, and it straightened out that 41 car. Sent him right in, and then here comes Gagliano with a big late hit. And the 41 car will be on the hook and head for the infield. So big hit for Fisher. Going to be down around 10 to go when we get the green. Still Gross, Rundle, and Schilling, your top 3. Then Tackman, Brees, Matson, Kinjerski, Brunner, Trito, and Spittelmeister in the top 10. Brunner, Hull, Enoch, Nicholas, and I think Gagliano's car still running. Although none the worse for the wear. A lot of damage on that car. Dean burnt many laps down, has brought the 17 car back onto the track. I could have swore I heard that engine grenade earlier. comes Burnside. Burnside scored in 15th position. All right, guys are doubling up right on the 10 to go mark. Once again, Andy Gross, Reed Rundle in the front row. Then it's going to be J.J. Schilling and R.J. Tackman in row 2. Peter Brees and Jordan Matson. Kinjerski and that looks like Trito. And then Spittelmeister and Brunner. Green flag back in the air. 10 laps to go, and Andy Gross with a great start this time. He should have the lead coming out of turn 2 as he gets a fantastic run right there every single time. Not able to get the exit speed, and here comes Rundle off the top side with a big head of steam this time. Caution once again. Spittelmeister's car upside down. And we will definitely need to go take a look at what happened here. Looks like he's down to the inside, in behind Konjerski. Brunner's to the outside. Those two, right rear corner on the left front corner. And then Gagliano gets in and gets underneath him and gives him the turtle shell. So... late race starting to fill up with cautions here. And Reed Rundle had the lead at the time of caution, so the 43 car will be the control car when we get ready to go back to green, which should be with about 6 laps to go. To the 17 of Dean Burnt. Going around the 11 laps down still. Rundle, Gross, Schilling, Brees, Tackman, Matson, Trito, Konjerski, Hull, Enoch, Nicholas, Brunner, Gagliano, the top 13. And then Burnside in 14th. And Dean Burnt is going to be scored in 15th here very shortly, I think. Still many laps down with just a few to go. So lights off on the pace truck. 6 laps will remain. This time Rundle. We'll see if he can get a good start. Guy on the outside in the 14 car, one of the best around at restarts.
Green, green, green.
Everybody coming to life all at once. We'll see if Rundle can use the tricks that Gross was using on the bottom earlier. He gets that good launch right there. Now, big run down the backstretch. Reed Rundle escapes the mayhem behind Andy Gross. Squirts into second. J.J. Schilling hanging on to third. And once again, caution, Steve Nicholas, Randy Brunner. Steve Nicholas's car. 7 car back here with Brunner. Already mashed up on the nose quite a bit. And once again, right rear to left front. And maybe just a little bit of spatial awareness deficiencies. Figuring out where the right rear on some of these cars are. as we are going to be down to a couple of laps by the time we go back to green here. So we'll see who has the best restart for the final time when we restart. Still Rundle and Gross 1-2, Schilling, Brees, Tackman, Matson, Kinjerski, Hull, Trito, Enoch, the top 10, Gagliano, Brunner, Nicholas, Burnside. And I do believe Dean Burnt is probably going to jump up to 15th, and then it'll be Spittelmeister, Fisher, Johnson, Butcher, and Sobiek. Only about 15 or so cars still on the track. Dean Burnt, the last of those, and he's a few laps down, but getting some waves, and that's going to help his position. John Burnside still 2 laps down. So a green-white checker shootout. And once again, Reed Rundle's going to have to deal with the 14 car on his outside. Got the better of the restarts on the last one. Does he have another one in the bag? Got to out-restart the 14 car each and every time. You want to beat that guy. If you make a mistake, he is not going to make one. And he is probably going to come away with the spot that you were hoping to hang on to. Pace truck, hard left. Green flag in the air. Another good start. Looks like this time maybe the 14 car spun the tires just a little, and Rundle had the spot going in now. Gross might have snookered him a little bit. Doesn't get the spot down the backstretch. Gross might have tried to snooker a little and cross over. Force the inside and move Rundle up the hill. Rundle just drove it right around him. They're going to come out of turns 3 and 4. See the white flag. Rundle on the top. Gross on the bottom, and he's got the fender there. Now Rundle goes way wide. This time Gross got a good run through the middle of turn 2. It's a drag race down the backstretch. Who's going to come away with it? Into 3 and 4 for the final time. Reed Rundle trying to hold on and pick up the win here. Andy Gross off the bottom side. He's got the drive. Gross wins it at the line. Rundle second. Schilling comes home in third. So your top 3 in points finish in the top 3. Andy Gross going to pick up the win. That's going to help him in the points. But what a battle there at the end. A fantastic restart and finish for these guys. So we will get ready to talk to them quickly here. Let them all get parked right here on our front stretch. JJ Schilling, you there, buddy?
Yep.
What a finish, man. Outstanding run. You come home in third. You're going to stay in the top 3 in points for sure. Tell us about the feature a little bit tonight and what was going on with the one car.
The feature was just way too many cautions. Both just got a little too happy with the throttle on the attack, I assume. Bunch of people hitting each other. But the one car, handled pretty good. I just couldn't hold the line on the bottom too well.
Yeah, it looked like, especially in turn 2, there was a lot of grip to be had from about the middle off, and Gross and Rundle were able to find it. What was the best spots on the track to try to make a pass?
Well, some people say going in the corner, but I don't think there was too many good spots to pass. This track's usually one-liner, but Reed made the top work pretty good, so did Peter.
Well, fantastic run for you, man. Who's on the car helping you out before we let you get out of here tonight?
LeMay Motorsports, J&A Auto Trim, Roscoff RV, and I'd like to say hi to Maddie again.
You're all right, man. Well, we appreciate you taking the time. Congratulations on another great run. Look forward to seeing you next week, buddy.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to show up next week.
Is something I said?
No, just probably got some racing stuff to do at home.
All right, man. Well, good luck with that. 10. We can't wait to see you back on the track, buddy.
Yep, thanks.
Third place finisher and J.J. Schilling. Let's check in on Reed Rundle. You there, buddy?
Yes, sir. I am here.
A heck of a battle at the front, especially on the restarts. We talked about how important it was for you to get a good restart. Looked like you got one, and then that man, again, got that 14 car down to the inside, man. Tell us about your feature and especially that last restart.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things. Jay left enough room for him to slide down there, and he got the nose under, and I'm not going to pinch him down, and he got the run, and there wasn't much more I can do. I tried to get back on the outside and get that middle to get a little bit of grip coming off, but it just wasn't there. We didn't have a real good night tonight, so I'll take a second.
Well, a little bit of a rough and tumble evening for these guys after a pretty good street stock race. Not that big a difference in the car, in my opinion. But what was the difference out there on the track tonight?
I think basically the grooming of the track was a little bit different. So we were a little slicker in the street stocks, and of course I got bounced around a little bit, at that point. But they groomed it a little bit better for the late models, and we were able to get a little bit of grip earlier and probably make for a little bit better racing.
All right, man. Well, who do you got thank yous and shout outs to before we let you get out of here?
Yep. Buddies Racing Equipment, PF Flyers, Premier Fabricating, Central Services, all in the car each week, and we appreciate them. Obviously, the wife for letting me do this kind of stuff, and you guys for doing a great broadcast, and then, of course, Scrub Dub for sponsoring. So thanks again for everything, guys. It was a good night.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us, and we look forward to seeing you next week, bud.
All right, bye-bye.
Reed Rundle, your second place finisher. And we'll get the man that made it happen at the very end and made a great restart and a great pass for the win. Andy Gross, are you there?
I got you, Roger.
Well, man, this is 2 in a row we get to talk to you. This time you're on the top step of the podium. Talk to us about your feature and that last restart with Reed there.
Yeah, I wish we could have had some longer green flag runs, obviously, but the last restart definitely got the butterflies going, and I just needed to get to the bottom. I knew that was the only place I could get around them, and just try to be smooth. And just like the heat race, we had a hell of a battle, and it's definitely something worth watching.
Yeah, fantastic run for both of you there. Another win in the series, and it's going to help you in the points. You were sitting third, about 10 markers back, so that's definitely going to move you guys up, and it's going to shake that top three up. The three of you, each and every week up here in the top three. A lot of fun racing with those guys each and every night, knowing how close the points are.
Yeah, I really do. I enjoy running with Reed and JJ and all the guys, and it's just one of those tracks where there's a lot of beating and banging, and don't have a whole hell of a lot of room to make mistakes. That's for damn sure.
All right, man. Who is on the car helping you out before we let you go celebrate a big win tonight?
Yeah, I just want to thank Henco Water Jet Supply for all your water jet consumables. Get a hold of Nate Nowak, Dave Kajerski, Ski Graphics. These are always beautiful cars he has. Paul Peterson, Shark RC Bodies, my wife for letting me do this, Scrub-a-Dub, and all the admins that put this deal together. And Roger, you and your cast, it's just fantastic what we can do on a Sunday night, and typically it's a good night of watching some racing.
All right, well, we look forward to seeing you guys the rest of the season and seeing you up here on the podium chatting with us. Thanks for taking the time, and good luck the rest of the season, bud.
Thanks, Roger. I appreciate it. Have a good night.
You're a winner, Andy Gross. We're running through our results. Reed Rundle comes home second, J.J. Schilling in third. Peter Brees was fourth, R.J. Tackman in fifth, David Kinjerski sixth. Seventh to Kyle Trito, Brandon Hall eighth, Jason Enoch ninth, Randy Brenner was 10th, Steve Nicholas 11th, Dean Gagliano 12th, Jordan Matson 13th, John Burnside in the 14th spot. Mark Spittelmeister did hang on to 15th ahead, one lap ahead of Dean Burnt in 16th. Ryan Fisher 17th, Chris Johnson 18th, Jim Butcher in 19th, and Nick Sobiak rounded out the field. That will do it for us here at the Dirt Racing Network tonight, Hales Corners Speedway Sim Racing Series. Always fun watching these guys, a couple of different disciplines each and every Sunday night. We appreciate you guys taking the time to tune in. Don't forget about tomorrow night, 8 Eastern, Dirt Slingers 360s with Dominic Santina back in the booth. Until we see you again, for Dominic Santina and myself, keep it dirty, guys.